Hello and welcome to another. Who? Thank you, Michael Broadwater. Thank you. Nice. Welcome to another exciting episode of Way of the Brush with me, your host, Kris, aka the Name Butcher, aka Hey You, Get Off My Lawn, aka Kris, you are being creepy again. Way of the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the internet on the wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, and just about everything under the sun. So if you're a first-time viewer and you want to keep the conversation on the hobby side of things, be sure to ask your questions in the chat, whichever direction it might be in for you. If you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch, and if you're watching this live, of course. If you're watching this after the fact, you can always email your questions to Kris@wayofthebrush.com. It is in the description below, as well as a link to wayofthebrush.com. Central hub of all this silliness has the links to all the social medias, as well as Discord. Join us on Discord. It's a lot of fun. We only have one rule in the Discord, and that is don't be a dick. That's it. The only rule. Don't be a dick. Pretty broad, pretty straightforward, I think. But then again, what do I know? Also at wayofthebrush.com, you'll find a link for t-shirts. Want to get yourself a t-shirt? Look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world. They're wearing a Way of the Brush t-shirt. And if you purchase yourself a shirt, send a picture of yourself in your shirt, and I will add it to the Monkey Shrine, which is also at wayofthebrush.com. And of course, you'll find a link for Patreon. Huge thank you to all my patrons. Without your support, this channel would not be able to continue to do what it is that I do. And so a huge thank you to all my new patrons, as well as the patrons who've been supporting for a long while. Welcome and thank yous. If you're not able to support monetarily, i.e. money, thumbing up the video, liking, following, subscribing, commenting, ringing the bell, blah, 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 all that helps as well. It all takes a couple clicks of a button, and you're helping me out a great deal. And so a huge thank you to everybody who takes the time to do that as well. Big thank you to Carl, Guy Me Earl for Beer and Blood Bowl. It's a YouTube channel. Check it out. If you love yourself some beer, you love yourself some Blood Bowl. Beer and Blood Bowl is where it's at. We always take time to thank Carl, even though he is no longer with us, for creating the email jingles to play before the email segment of the show. And so always much love to Carl. And of course, speaking of love, much love to my baby brother Evan for creating the intro, outro music that plays the begin and end of the show. So always much love to my baby brother Evan. And if you're into rare comics, rare EB Comics, it's in the description below. Check it out. Or don't. I don't care. It's only for everybody who's interested in rare comics. That is it. Everybody else, hit the road. People who are connoisseurs of the printed medium, they're the ones who stop by there. Evan Belleau, sup everybody? Sup Sophie? Hey y'all, Way of the Brush Saturday at last. Greetings, Kris. Greetings, Sophie. Yeah. We didn't do a show in the last couple weeks just because I was a little under weather last week, and the week before something else had come up. So, yeah. Anyway, I almost didn't do a show today. I thought I wasn't going to do a show. I was feeling very under the weather, and apparently, I've tested positive for the Ronas. Apparently, I was feeling under the weather earlier this week. Full on body aches and, headaches and just all sorts of stuff. Yesterday, didn't feel too bad. Today, still feel okay. Oh, I could really feel it in my chest too. Oh man, like shortness of breath kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And yeah. Anyway, I know we're still dealing with this crap. We're still dealing with this whole silly pandemic. And just because we have lifted restrictions and, everybody is able to move around again, basically it is the captain's turned the no smoking sign off, and so everybody's basically lighting up, and that's essentially what it is, even though despite the fact that you're in a tube together. That's pretty much the predicament that we're in. The captain has turned the no smoking sign off, even though, it really did not matter. You know what I mean? Everybody's in a tube. Everybody's in a confined space. It's going to pass around. It's all ridiculous. Anyway, Jabba's Left Nut. You've got your grandfather's gift. The gift of Nurgle? Yeah. Pretty much. Sophie, hugs for Kris. Hope you're feeling better soon. I'm feeling okay. I feel like it's really, really kind of weird, and I don't know what it is. This one's a new one for me. When I move my eyes around, for whatever reason, I don't know. It started like this week, a couple days ago. Haven't been doing anything weird, but if I look to the far corners of my eyes, like I just keep my head straight, but move my eyes to as far as they can go, I feel like a pain right up in my head. Don't know what that's about. But yeah, what was it? Thursday? Yeah, because Thursday pretty much was, or Friday was pretty much a write-off. No, Thursday. Yeah, Thursday pretty much didn't do anything. Because I was just bleh. And yeah, usually whenever I'm starting to feel a little froggy and feeling a little down and under the weather, and usually I down a couple lemons. That usually helps, and just lifts the spirits a bit, and helps me get past it. And yeah, for yesterday felt okay. Today, much better. I don't really ache. Head kind of thing still kind of there, but otherwise, yeah. Legion. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that. Get well soon. Thank you, Legion. Scott, hey dude, Death Guard Heresy assembly time. Oh man, we're talking about the Horus Heresy, the big box. So, Games Workshop sent me a big copy of the big box for a review, and I did an unboxing video last week and everything like that. Did the books. I want to take a dive in, but like, I honestly don't. I'm scared to let the hook sink in. I'm scared. Yes, I know. Big brave Kris is scared. Because like, I'm afraid of going down that rabbit hole of Horus Heresy and getting more Marines and more stuff, and you know what I mean? And it's scary. It's scary. It's like a new relationship. You're not sure. You're hopeful, but then you're kind of afraid that might be sitting over you with a pillow over your head or something. Or maybe I'm projecting. I don't know. But either way, yeah. So I had a crazy idea with the big box, and I want to work on the Marines and everything like that. I want to get them done, but I don't know if I want to keep the army. Like everything in that box, I don't know if I want to keep it. But I was thinking, what if? Just what if? This is speculation now. This is speculative. Hypothesizing. What if I treated it like a commission? Where basically I'm going to do the entire box, all one color scheme, to pretty much one standard, and then sell it. Now, the thing is I don't want to put in the work and then it not sell. And so I was actually thinking of, because I mean, it's completely rare for me to do any kind of commission type of work. And in fact, I usually avoid it like the plague, despite testing positive, of course. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the Rona affecting my brain. I don't know. But, yeah, I was thinking about that. But I wasn't sure if I wanted to put the time in to complete it to, tabletop type standard, a good tabletop standard. And then, sit on it and take up space in my studio. And I have limited space, so I can't have like all sorts of crap sitting around. In fact, it's pretty chaotic as it is. And yeah, so I was actually thinking of something more like an auction. So, highest bidder, I will complete the project for. So the entirety of the box, Horus Heresy, Age of Darkness, the big box, highest bidder to complete it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Scott, don't be a bitch made cat. Can't live in those fears homes. What, of not diving into the Horus Heresy? I don't know about that. It's not like it's like the recovering alcoholic type thing. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I drank a lot of that stuff back in the day. Do I really want to be doing that again? I don't know. Because yeah, it is calling me, and I do want to get some stuff done. And like the other route was, assemble, paint some up, do some videos on them, and I even considered revisiting the idea of painting all 18 chapters, legions, excuse me, and that idea had crossed my brain. Taking about 18 of the Marines and painting them up, in the various color schemes. I don't know. I mean, I've done it before. I could do it again. Ghost of Starman. Happy Horus Heresy Day, Kris and monkeys. Sadly, my pre-order of the big box has not arrived yet, but I saved 34 quid on it, ordering from a UK shop called Element Games, so it's worth it. I've heard of Element. I've heard of them. And I'm in Canada, and I've heard of Element. Ghost of Starman. I require Mark 6 Marines to devote to the Chaos Gods. Yes. Yeah, definitely converting them up. Spiky bits, whatever, and, skulls, chains, stuff like that, and making those guys look like, proper Chaos Warriors. Yeah. Now, is there a plastic Mark V? Is there plastic Mark V? Because I've always understood that to be the Heresy armor, that armor, that being the common armor everybody was wearing at the time of the Heresy, and the Mark VI, was like near the end of it kind of thing. I mean, maybe that's something they've retconned, I don't know, but yeah, that's the way I've always understood that relationship of the armors and, all of that. Ghost of Starman came in late. Do I gather you've had Rona troubles lately? I've actually had it last week myself, but fortunately mine wasn't too bad. Yeah, well, I'm also vaccinated, so like I'm not too concerned when I get it. Obviously I got to take precautions, passing it on to others. So, and I only discovered this last night. We took the test, and yeah, half the family has tested positive. The other half hasn't. But yeah, so. We'll see. So far, so good, though. Like I said, Wednesday or Thursday, man, felt like dog shit. Just bleh. Achy. Like somebody ran over me with one of those, those things for flattening out pavement. That's what it felt like. It felt like one of those ran me over. Fire Drake. Hello, Kris and monkeys. Hello, Fire Drake. Sophie. Element is a good shop. They're in Stockport, if I remember rightly. Yeah, I couldn't tell you where Stockport is. It's in the UK. Brandon Taylor. Good day, B-Man. What's happening? I still haven't opened that box you sent me, bud. I've been meaning to do a video. I think we talked about it last episode, maybe episode before that. Anyway, B-Man was going to hook me up with a copy of Lost and Damned. And yeah, so I was very excited. He sent it to me. I have not unboxed it. It's still wrapped like it was just come out of the mailbox. So, because I've been meaning to make a video about it, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet. So, yeah, but it's nice. It's there. I mean, I'll get to it. There's a bunch of other videos I haven't gotten around to filming yet. Just been busy with, making the shorts and then, doing the reviews and unboxings and stuff. Fire Drake. Kris get monkeypox? Not monkeypox. I don't think it was monkeypox. No, because then there's no boils or marks. At least not that I could see. I don't know. Anybody see anything? I don't see anything. So, yeah. No, it felt like, because I think I've had COVID before, like less than a year ago. It was New Year's. And yeah, I felt under the weather, sniffly and everything like that. But again, I was already vaccinated before even getting that. And I don't think I had it up to the point where I got vaccinated. So, yeah. But anyway. And it's just kind of hilarious that, we're basically, we've lifted everything. And everybody's like, okay, well, we're done with the pandemic. Well, not really. I mean, it's still there. And still can get us. Not that, we need to be cowering fear. We just need to be smart. You know, I mean, everybody's talking about, well, what are you scared of it? And blah, blah, blah. No. It's not a fear thing. It's just precautions. It's just being smart about it. I mean, you know, the monkeypox thing. Yeah, that one seems to be very specific in how it gets around. But apparently it gets around. But I think that's just because everybody's, you know, sharing drinks and diddling each other. I would assume. I don't know. Because as far as I understood, monkeypox was close proximity and, you know, like exchanging bodily fluid kind of thing. So basically, no taking a shot in the mouth or anything like that. You avoid the monkeypox. Ghost of Starman. Sorry to hear that, man. Swift recovery to you and the fam. Yeah, so far everything's been good. We're all vaccinated, so I don't have the boosters, but just haven't gotten around to it. I plan to, but just haven't gotten around to it. Fire Drake, COVID. Yeah, that sucks. I had had for a month like the flu, no energy, some chills, no appetite. Yeah, my appetite wasn't too bad. Didn't really get chills. I think the first time though I had it, yeah, I was cold. Yeah. I recall now. Yeah, I was cold, body aches. It felt like complete dog shit. And yeah, this week though, not so bad. If I'm already past the difficult part of it, then yeah, it was like, it wasn't like a cold or anything like that. It wasn't quite like a flu, but yeah. But anyway, yeah, as soon as I start feeling these symptoms and stuff like that, yeah, usually I down like a lemon or two, drink plenty of fluids, you know, rest, you know, and yeah, but there's many factors. I mean, you know, and I mean, I just tested yesterday, so, and this was the days before, like, probably could have passed it on to a bunch of people, who knows? Because I mean, like, usually whenever you are, you know, ill with something, when you are contagious, usually you can end up passing it on even before you start showing symptoms. So, I mean, how would I know, right? But again, you know, it's craziness. It's just taking precautions, being smart, and yeah. Scott, dude, I triple vaxxed and got the corona in Vegas. It still kicked the shit out of me. Yeah, oh yeah. No, I know, and a lot of us old cats, I mean, you got to be watchful, right? I mean, like, this shit's killing people our age, you know? Not to mention all the other bullshit that can kill us at this age. I mean, well, I assume Scott's similar age as me. He always sounds like he's about my age. Could be older for all I know. I don't know. But either way, yeah. I don't even know, Scott. How old are you? I don't know if you feel like aging yourself out or anything, but because I'm pushing 50. Well, maybe not quite. I'm almost there. Sophie, use it as an excuse to quarantine yourself in your hobby room. I pretty much live in this office anyway. 6 days a week, I'm in this space right here. Not with the lights on or anything like that, but yeah, I'm usually in this space doing this stuff. Hucka hey, glad you're doing okay. And winter here, and the flu is hitting everyone here 4 times worse than COVID, which in my state has 8 to 10,000 new cases every day. Everyone is done with COVID, so no restrictions. Yeah, that's what it is. The same. It's pretty much everywhere, right? Everybody's, you know, lifting restrictions, mandates, and all these things. But COVID ain't done. It's not like we've won. It's not like the mumps, measles, smallpox, whatever. Well, even pox. I mean, fucking monkeypox is making a comeback, right? And it's a derivative of smallpox. So yeah, I mean, it's very likely with COVID that we're going to be dealing with it, you know, for the rest of our days until the next major mutation from the virus changes and we name it something else. And it's not COVID anymore. It's, you know, some whatever, right? Because it used to be SARS, right? That's what it was. SARS. Then it's COVID. So it's all the same virus, or similar virus, not the same virus, but you know what I mean. Or maybe you don't. I don't know. Scott, also now for Horus Heresy, I'm using the airbrush for the first time in over a decade. Oil washes, all the army painting tricks. Yeah, oh yeah, like yeah. If you're gonna get through the box, yeah, you got to take all the shortcuts, right? Because otherwise, especially since Scott is a very, very proficient painter. And spending that amount of time lovingly with every Marine would look beautiful, but you fucking burn yourself right out. Because, like, there's a lot of Marines in that box. It's what, 40 tactical Marines, 10 Terminators, a tank, and a Dreadnought? Oh, with the characters? Yeah. I mean, spend the time with the characters, right? But the rank and file? No, fucking blast right through those. Get it done. Get it done. Fire Drake. They taught me not to lick doorknobs in kindergarten, and it stuck with me ever since. Yeah, oh, exactly, right? Exactly. Yeah. But usually with our lessons from back in the day, it usually followed with a whap across the head or a whap across the knuckles or, usually some form of physical abuse to drill the point home. And it worked. It worked. You can't deny the results. The shit worked. Yes, I'm advocating beatings, is what I'm saying, people. I'm advocating beatings. A good and proper beating. Because I'm thoroughly convinced that a lot of people need a beating. The wannabe painter. Hey, folks. Hadn't had COVID yet, but hay flu has me pretty tough by the balls this year. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Scott, I'm 46, but the good news, I can never be killed. Yeah, never say never, bud. 46? Okay, so yeah, you're same age? You're same age as me? You're born in 75? I'm born in 75? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, because I'm 46 as well. Or am I 47? Fuck. Disco. I expect AOD HH box to take me to at least a year to paint. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely, right? The Horus Heresy box, like, because there's so much there that, yeah, that should keep you busy, especially if you take pride in your painting and you want to do really good painting on every single model. Yeah, it's going to take you a bit, and that's where you really need to space out the models, right? Don't go ham and assemble them all, prime them all, base coat them all, and you know what I mean, and do that big assembly line type of thing, because at least for me, that kind of workflow it just drains you. Personally, I like to take small chunks at a time, but mix up the project. So, for example, if I was doing the Horus Heresy box, I would do a tactical squad, then do maybe 5 Terminators, do another tactical squad, do the character, tactical squad, tank, tactical squad, dreadnought. You know what I mean? And go through it like that, just so that I didn't fucking burn myself right out. And even the tactical Marines, and because they're all going to be pretty much the same color scheme, I would just do 5, get them done, 5, get them done, and then move on to another one, right? Because, yeah, for me personally, I get bored. And, yeah, assembly line painting and stuff like that, it does not interest me. Which is why I was I'm not sure if I was, if that was the COVID talking that I was, thinking of, basically opening it up to like an auction, and I'll do the entire Horus Heresy box to the highest bidder, right? So I was thinking of something like that. I don't know. Now that I say it out loud, it just kind of completely kills my boner. Sophie, same age as my dad, LOL. Yeah. Sophie, little smart ass. I think we established that. Fire Drink episode Way of the Brush 386 now with 30% more beatings. Yeah. Are we at 86? I thought we were 82. Did I mislabel this show? Did I do that again? I've done that before. Yeah, 382. Are we 386? Did I mislabel the show? I don't remember. Any mistakes I make, right now, I'll blame the Rona. I'll just, lap memory. Yeah, Rona. Oh, I didn't get that done? Rona. Oh, I shouldn't have said that? Rona. It's a great excuse, really. I mean, like, in this day and age, why not? Because we know it affects us, and there is long-term effects from having it. And so, yeah, I'll just Rona. Yeah, anytime I fuck up, oh, yeah, it's the Rona. it's got to be the Rona. Rona's fucking me up. It's a great excuse. I don't understand why people aren't embracing the idea that, oh yeah, I'm vaccinated, had the Rona, and yeah. Anyway, Huckahey, David had a huge release day today at Hobby Bastion, so panic was on when 12 boxes from GW just made it at the last minute. Haha, was a fun day and haven't seen him so happy showing me the tank. Cool. What's that?
I'll start the bidding at $10.
B-Man, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Start the bidding at $10. $10 to do the entire box of Horus Heresy. $10. That's... It sounds reasonable, doesn't it? Paint up the entire Horus Heresy box and send it to him for $10. That's some fucking friend prices right there, isn't it? I mean, to really make it worth my while, I mean, I think we'd have to throw in getting wanked or something, like. Sophie, ouch, not going near Kris. Fire Drake, all the geezers on the channel. 42 and getting better. 42, yeah, well, yeah, I mean, I realize that a lot of my audience are, adults, which is why I, just speak in an adult manner, and which is why I prefer this manner of just kind of conversing with you guys, because honestly, not that I don't like kids, it's just I don't like having that filter, because it is a filter. I mean, I can restrain myself around kids. That doesn't sound quite right, but the way I speak, the way I talk. But now, mind you, I don't talk down to kids, and I, even baby talk and things of that nature, never did it even with my kids. Treated them like little humans, right? And they turned out like assholes, but they're good. And yeah, and so when I talk to kids, I tend to talk kind of, how I'm talking to you. I just, I try and keep my language clean, and I try to avoid, obviously certain kind of subjects, right? I mean, you don't want to spoil Santa Claus for them or anything like that. That's, I'm not that big of a jerk. I'm a jerk, but not that big. But yeah. Especially when my nephews show up in here, because some of you longtime viewers have seen my nephews show up, and those little guys should not be watching their uncle. Should not be, because uncle talks about some things. Sometimes it gets a little real in here. Now, mind you, my when I am around my nephews, I do pretty much talk this way, but and those little shits, they're little shits. You love them, but they're shits. Anyway, Ghost of Starman, I'll give you $10 and a 3-week-old sandwich I found in the fridge. Hopefully it was egg salad. 3-week-old egg salad sandwich? Fuck, I'm in. You got me. Ghost, he's up the bid. He's up the bid. Okay, hey, that's no friend. $10 for the whole box? Yeah. Could you imagine? Holy man. Could you imagine the controversy surrounding me looking like a complete dum-dum? Auction, $10. Send the entire box painted for $10. Yeah. That would... The stock price on commission painting would drop drastically, I think. Well, he got the whole box for $10 painted. Yeah. The stock market would crash. Sophie, I'm wishing GW would slow down on releases. With cost of living being as it is, it takes longer to save up for the new stuff. Yeah, I agree. Why GW has been just pumping out stuff week after week. Yeah, it's like are we in a rush? Yeah. But, I mean, also, this stuff will be there for the most part when you get to it, right? And because oftentimes it is that fear of missing out, right? And now, mind you, though, sometimes it's a deal, right? Like the Horus Heresy box. Man, if you can afford it, get one. Especially if you're a Marine player or you're interested in playing Horus Heresy. You know, pick one up because it is a deal. It's a deal. And who knows the next time that a deal like that's going to come around, because honestly, that's like, what, damn near 2,000 points of Marines for 300 Canadian? Like, I don't know what planet you're on, but that's a deal. Like, that's a deal. And, you know, yeah, so it's kind of tough. I know, I realize for those with limited resources, you know, you got to kind of pick and choose your battles. But that does allow you to be a smarter consumer, because somebody who has the resources to just drop on pretty much everything, they don't think about it. They're not thinking about it because, well, whatever, this is my budget for, you know, a month on what to spend on, you know, Games Workshop stuff or hobby stuff, versus somebody with a smaller budget. You know what I mean? They got to be more selective. And so that way it actually allows for more time to be a little bit more introspective in what the hobby is for you and what you really enjoy about the hobby and where you really find your passion in the hobby spaces that you're going to and stuff, right? And so versus somebody who just, I drop like $1,000 a month on, you know, models and stuff like that, might never get to it, and then the garage is just full of boxes that, you know, he's never going to touch, right? It's a huge pile of opportunity, but for some of the cats that are, you know, my age and older, you know, versus somebody with limited resources. Now, I completely understand because, yeah, when I was younger, I had my own money. I mean, I spent my own money on my hobby stuff. So, like, I've been working since I was 15. I've been in this hobby since I was about 13. And for the most part, it was my own money that I was putting towards a lot of this stuff. And, I mean, I wasn't making mad cash or anything like that. Mind you, things didn't cost quite as much as they do now. But still, you know, limited resources. Didn't have the resources to spend on everything. So, I, you know, was very selective. Mind you, though, back in the day, releases weren't quite as hectic as they are today. Man, like, it was like, we were lucky if we saw 2 codexes released in a year. 2. How many codexes have been released just this year, you know? But anyway, I digress. Jabba's left nut. $10 is too rich for me. B-Man wins. Greenleaf terrain. There he is. Lies, you're a huge jerk. True. You're right. I'm a huge jerk. The wannabe trader. I'm right between the ages. I try to understand the people in their 20s, but they're already call me sir. Yeah, it was a long time ago when I got called a sir. It was about 20 years ago. Yeah. I was still in my 20s. Jeez. Yeah. Kids, I was working as a security guard, and it was the college dormitory. And, you know, people calling me sir. I'm like, kid, you're only like 8 years younger than me, for God's sakes. Knock it off. Anyway. Calling me sir. Okay, hey, what do you mean spoil Santa? You know, Santa. I'm not going to do it, Huck. I'm not doing it, Huck. I'm not falling for it. Santa is real. Santa's real. That's all you need to know. Jabba's left nut. Sophie, just ask your mom and dad for more pocket money. There you go. Mow the lawn. Mow the lawn. Is that a big thing in the UK? I don't even know. Do people have lawns in the UK? Because whenever I see streets, it seems like the sidewalk from your door goes right to the sidewalk. There's no fucking lawns. Whereas here in North America, because everything's so wide open, people have huge lawns. So I imagine in the UK, yes, some houses have lawns, some don't. But for the majority, at least it feels like here in Canada, you know, most people have lawns. It's only apartment dwellers don't have lawns. Anyway, I don't remember where I was going with that. Oh, right, mowing lawns. Pocket money. That's right. Anyway. Ghost of Starman. Before Kris single-handedly destroys the global economy with dirt-cheap commission paintings. See you after the apocalypse, monkeys. I'll be riding extra spiky Harley and wearing my Way the Rush shirt. Yeah. That would sound like a great cover photo for something. Yeah, with Highway 69 behind him. You know, on a signpost, Highway 69. Yeah, we got to make that happen now. We got to make that happen. We got to get that picture. Is there Highway 69? There's got to be a Highway 69, right? There's got to be. Highway 69. Scott, $379 Canadian for the box, I think. Yeah, it's still a good deal for damn near 2,000 point army. Like, you usually see that kind of deal $600-700, right? But yeah, again, it's hard not to anybody who's a 40K, 30K player into Space Marines, brand new to the hobby. It's hard not to recommend that box set because it is such a good deal. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It is a big chunk of change, but I mean, if you saved up your year's budget of how much paints and models and, you know what I mean, all the stuff, and, you know, try not to go for the shiny new thing of the month, yeah, I mean, go for that box because it'll keep you busy for a while and you'll have a completed army at the end of it. It's everything you need, and it's got the rule book in it as well, so you got some reading material as well. Anyway, I don't think I need to sell it. It sells itself. I don't think Games Workshop needed to have any of those influencers. I mean, it's great that they did, but I don't think they needed any of those influencers because that box set was going to move on its own. Word was going to spread. Word of mouth was going to spread regardless of what they did. Just because of how much models there are, brand new sculpts, alternate sculpts, and the price. The price is what is moving that box. Guaranteed. And that guaranteed that box is moving like mad. They probably can't even keep up. I would assume. But who knows? Chick High. I genuinely believe GW are trying to price people out of the hobby. Same philosophy as mobile games. Weed out the non-small spenders early on and gear it towards the whales. Yeah. I mean, I can see how people come to that conclusion, but I don't think so. Because microtransactions seems to be the business model these days for many, many things, for many different, especially in the software world. Microtransactions just seem to be the way everybody's going. Just price you to death on dollar interactions, right? Or transactions, I should say. So Games Workshop looking only for whales. That seems like the old modus operandi before, with the exclusivity. Like there was all this push for limited edition, collector's edition, exclusives, that kind of thing. That seems to be the thinking of Games Workshop before, like 20 years ago, versus today, which is just pump out a shit ton of stuff reasonably priced. I mean, the only way Games Workshop is going to lower prices is if everybody just stops buying the stuff, right? If everybody stops buying stuff, they'll evaluate and lower prices. The only reason they have those prices at those points is because people will pay it, right? And so, yeah. But no, I don't think, like, it. The idea that they want to get rid of all the little people and have it really expensive, well, no, that doesn't make a lot of sense. You want, as a business, you want all the monies. You want all the monies. And so picking and choosing just, you know, the consumers that can afford it, I think what it is you have to reconcile that feeling of fear of missing out. That's what you have to recognize. So really, not to say that it's you, but it is that. Because if you're not a Necromunda player, well, today is not much of a big deal. But for me, as a Necromunda player, that book, I mean, even if Games Workshop didn't send me that, which big thank you, by the way. I was buying that book and the squats. You know, I was getting them. Had to. But mind you, I mean, like I don't buy everything from Games Workshop, right? You know, because there's, you know, when it's Lord of the Rings, I don't play Lord of the Rings. I don't collect Lord of the Rings. So I pass, right? I mean, it looks cool and all. I mean, I can appreciate it, but, you know, I'm not too concerned about it. So no, I don't think they look to price anybody out. They set their prices because people will pay it. That's where they're priced at. It's because people will pay it. And yeah, so no, they want all the money. They're a business. They want all the money. Fire Drake, I'm in this hobby for the ladies. They told me to stop bothering them. Chick High, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, but anyway, lawns for days in the UK. Oh yeah, there's lots of lawns. Okay, see, I don't know. Like whenever I was venturing around, it didn't seem like there was a lot of lawns. Like it didn't seem like as a young kid going around and doing a lawn mowing business, that didn't seem very viable, you know. Because, I mean, like, we're talking, like, front and back lawns, right? Like, we're talking front and back. Back being bigger, front being modest size. Modest around here, anyway. I don't know what it's like in the UK. I mean, I've only experienced a little bit of the UK. See, Ghost Starman, we don't have grass in the UK, no. Sophie, LOL, yes, we have lawns. I suppose I could pester my dad. Fire Drake, sorry to have to go. Hopefully I'll be back before the end. Probably. Russ Sandbags, there he is. Any tips or strategies on creating a community for 40K? I live in a small community with no players, but would like to create one from scratch. I really miss my old game group. Yeah, that is a challenge. When I first moved to Sault Ste. Marie, which is in Northern Ontario, there were a few people who had, you know, in isolated pockets were aware of Warhammer and stuff like that. Now, mind you, I'm talking like this is the early 90s, 90, 91, somewhere around there. And I was really passionate and excited about, you know, Warhammer 40,000. I loved it all and, you know, was really excited about it all. And I got my friends into it. That was the first step, is getting friends into it. And then, you know, then we were starting to do mail order together. And so we were ordering models in because there was no local shops. Although in Canada, there used to be these hobby shops called Leisure World. And Leisure World would have a skint amount of Games Workshop stuff, but they did carry some stuff. And yeah, so it was, and they were in the mall. So this was a mall type of setting. And yeah. And I grew up in London where I first was getting into the hobby, and there was lots of comic shops and stuff like that. And so like I could go, you know, a few different places to find products. When I moved to the Sioux, like nothing. Small selection. Leisure World, which is it was a big chain at the time. I think they're gone now. But anyway, any Canadians probably remember Leisure World. Old Canadians, I should say. But anyway, so friends getting together, playing. Friends showing other friends, right? And you start expanding from that point. Then, in my case, I had made friends with a fella who owned a comic book place. And he sold other collectibles, and it was a comic book place, right? I mean, like, that's typically where these things begin as far as like building your community. He was aware of the stuff, but wasn't really particularly, you know, interested in selling it. But then once I kind of got him into it, showed him what it was like, he got into it, and then so he started carrying. He got a rack, and he started carrying the models. And he started getting monthly releases, or now that I think about it, it's probably annual releases. But anyway, yeah, and it just kind of kept snowballing from there. And because there was a lot of people who were into comics coming in, seeing this stuff, seeing the collectibles, and you know what I mean, and it grows. Does it happen overnight? No, it takes time, and really, what it requires most is your passion. It's your passion. It's your enthusiasm, and if you are kind of a leader type, in whatever aspects of life that you are in, if you are the kind of person who likes to collaborate, draw people in, get people excited about stuff, then yeah, you're gonna have a fairly easy time building the community out. It's gonna be a little bit of work, you know, but yeah, it also, you know, it's partnering up with your local shops if you have any, putting on like demos, right? Get people excited about it, you know, introduce people, and yeah, it's just really kind of putting yourself out there and just getting people excited, you know. And the really great thing about enthusiasm a lot of the time is it is infectious. It's infectious. More infectious than the Rona. just being enthusiastic and passionate about something, and then somebody else who has a slight little ember of enthusiasm for whatever it is you're enthusiastic about, that bursts into a flame in them in an instant, and that flame spreads like wildfire. And so it only takes just a little bit of enthusiasm to get other people who are enthusiastic as well, especially if they share a passion for the stuff. Oh yeah. And I mean, like Warhammer 40,000, I mean, like the intro is, you know, it's a, like the way I used to describe Warhammer 40,000 was it's chess with dice. Little pieces have set values for what they can do, and you use dice to randomize results, outcomes, right? How did I hit? Did it damage? Did the armor save the person, right? And that's the way I used to describe it all the time back in the day. It was chess with dice. As I've gotten older, that's definitely morphed, but that's the way back in the day I used to describe it to people. And that would be fairly accessible for a lot of people who weren't familiar with a lot of the concepts in the game, right? It's, yeah, okay, chess. Well, most people have played chess. Most people have played games with dice. You understand what you do with dice. You understand what happens in chess. Bring them together, and that's what tabletop gaming kind of is about, right? It's not a really great analogy, but it gets most people in the door as far as understanding what you're talking about. And then you can start introducing. And if you're really into the fluff and the lore and everything like that, yeah, don't lead with that too much. Give them the general gist of the setting. Don't get into specifics. And definitely don't get into any of the fucking side political debates about things and that and what's right and wrong and blah. Who's the good guys, who's the bad guys? Leave that out of the introduction. Leave that out. Just give them the setting. It's humanity versus obstacles. It's traitors. It's aliens. It's existential threats. You know what I mean? And that's what the general setting is. And yeah. There's a lot there, but also it is as well reading the room, as it were. You know, kind of knowing what other people are kind of into, and yeah. But like, you know, that's really cool that you want to do that, Russ. And yeah, I mean, again, like, feel free to ask questions about, you know, anything. I'm no expert, but I do have experience in starting a wildfire in my area. I do have some experience with it, so feel free if you have any questions, Russ. I'm more than willing to help. Hucka hey, yeah, great value. Dave sold 12, and haha. Luckily, the government here just announced a $3,000 thank you payment to all frontline workers. So that's when we have paramedic customers pay off. Legion, theory time. The lockdown gave GW a huge boost in sales, and they scaled up production to bring out more model and system variety to broaden the base of people buying stuff. I mean, that makes sense. But this ramped up production schedule, I think that was already started before the pandemic, wasn't it? This ramped up production cycle that we find ourselves in, because everybody who is long in the tooth, like waiting a year for a codex, getting a preview of a model a year ago, and waiting another year. That was normal. Like that was normal. You know. I mean, hell, back in the day, that's when codex creep was very real. Especially in second edition. That codex creep was gnarly. Because yeah, like the first book was Space Wolves. Everybody was Space Wolves. Which was really, really dumb. Then Eldar came out. Eldar was the second book, I believe. And yeah, then everybody was playing fucking Eldar. And, you know what I mean? And it's just, you know, it's the way she goes sometimes, but yeah. Anyway, but yeah, Codex Creep. I don't miss that. And when we're talking Codex Creep these days, I mean, I don't think people understand the real pain of what Codex Creep was. And yeah, because Codex Creep today is nowhere near. Now we're very concerned about the overall meta of things. I think meta has replaced Codex Creep, but the meta is different as it's really more fine-tuned. It's not like anybody's missing out. Everybody has rules that they can use. Everybody's at, you know, cost efficient or less efficient points values. But it's not the same as the creep before, when you had to do without. Your army had to do without. Oh, Chaos hasn't had an update yet? Too bad. Play your Chaos with the generic rule set and generic things. You know. Yeah, that was annoying. It was an annoying time. It's really quite amazing how we actually stuck with the game, and it became very popular. That's really quite amazing. In spite of all that, the game became quite popular in my area. But yeah. Legion, but design and production takes years, so it was gradual increase. Right, yeah, but like, when did this increased production rate begin? Because I want to say it's before COVID hit. I want to say since at least Age of Sigmar, that production has just gone way up. It might even been before that. When did Games Workshop go to this weekly release schedule? I don't even know. I couldn't tell you. I'm sure somebody out there has charted all this, and if somebody knows where that chart is, feel free to send me a link of that chart, because yeah, I'm curious when did Games Workshop really kind of begin ramping up their production cycles. But anyway, Brandon, are there rules for vehicles for every gang? Yes. In the new book of the Outlands, all the vehicle rules for campaign play and gameplay, and then of course for vehicles for everybody else. So like House Escher can have motorbikes. You like, there is here. Let me get. I'm just going to pull up the vehicle section here. Yeah. So the vehicle section, the Wasteland Workshop, and it is, that's the Ridge Holly. Yeah. And then what's this? Is the campaign stuff? That's the fluff. That's charts. This is all the tactics of the vehicle rules. Yeah, like, yeah, half of the book, right? Half the book is the rules for vehicles. And the beginning part is the gangs, and it's the squats and the nomads. Oh, and all the hangers on. That's right. The beast. I want to get a Beastmaster. I want beasties flying around. But yeah, squats are really, really fun. They're kind of OP, but that's okay. Tons of options for these guys. Tons of options. And these little buggers are tough. They're tough little guys with good equipment. But there's not going to be too many of them on the table, I don't think. But yeah. As far as the vehicles in Necromunda, yeah. Every gang, other than nomads, but nomads have their own options for stuff. But yeah, And I'm sure Nomads will probably get some crazy crap later on down the road. Probably a book of the Nomads or something comes out, and they'll have big fuck off beetle bugs or something running around the deserts or some shit like that. But yeah, every house has access to vehicles because every house goes out into ash waste for some reason or other, right? So yeah, everybody can have motorbikes. You can have quads. Everything in the Genestealer cult army, all those vehicles you see, you can pretty much use those in Necromunda, or even the orcs. You could use the orcs. Although gangers on an orc war bike might look a little hilarious, and I don't think a war bike. Well, I don't want to say it wouldn't be right, but yeah. No, I think the Genestealer cult one, the bike that they ride, yeah, that's perfect for regular dirt bikes, and everybody can get them. Everybody can get them. Yeah, it's really cool. I love the book. I love the book. My if you watched my useless review of it, I mentioned it many times that that shit should have been in the main book in the box, so that when you could play those Ashway scenarios with all those rules, right? Because yeah. Anyway. The Wannabe Painter. Microtransactions are forbidden or rated as gambling in some countries. It can ruin some people that tend to playing addiction. Yeah, 100%. But in this part of the world, it's common. Not to say it's right or wrong. It's just that's the way things are being done around here. Microtransactions. Ghost of Starman. Can't stop buying GW. The word bear living in my basement will come up and sacrifice me to the chaos gods. Well, then do it, man. Do it. Sophie, I'm more of a collector, builder, painter than gamer. Like all the wargaming stuff, whether GW or Atomic or Warlord. Yeah, and I mean, like, when you are on a limited budget of, what you're spending a month. Yeah, well, you pick and choose, and you just, again, it allows you to be a little bit more introspective as far as where you put your passion towards in your hobby time, right? Because if you don't really give a shit about 40K and you are more Age of Sigmar leaning, then you kind of ignore. I mean, yes, there's some really cool stuff, and yeah, you would like to get it, but do you really need it? No, not really. I'd rather get the Age of Sigmar stuff or the Warlord game stuff, bolt action, or whatever, right? Whatever it is, go for that, right? Especially when, you have a limited budget as far as like what you can spend a month kind of thing. Then yeah, you just be smart about how you're spending your money. And yeah, it's no big thing. It's really like the only reason why you might feel down about this stuff is because the feeling of fear of missing out is very real. And again, that's personal. That's personal. That's something for you to overcome. That little thing in your brain saying, yeah, you need that. Yeah, you need that. Get that. You need that. Right? Once you learn to ignore that or kill it, then you're fine. You know what I mean? Like, then sales pitches and shit like that and gimmicks and stuff, they don't work on you anymore. Once you kill that part of your brain through drugs or alcohol. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you can ignore that little desire in the back of your brain that tells you, no, you need that. You got to buy that. You got to buy it. You got to buy it. Because otherwise, man, I'd have like all sorts of Star Wars lightsabers, helmets, crazy crap. I'd have all the action figures. I'd have all, you know what I mean? Like, if I just gave in to all my fear of missing out stuff, yeah. And also, I mean, again, limited resources as well. So, I'm not fucking wealthy or anything like that. Jeez. I'm not made of money. Tom Pennifold. Did we do a Willpower of the Ancient Skills review that I missed? Did we do a Willpower of the Ancient Skills? I did it in the useless review. I talked briefly about the powers. Or not the powers, but the skills. Just cause, well, I mean, like, I don't want anybody getting mad at me for divulging rules too heavily, but I mean, like, where is it? fuck, I don't even know where I gotta go to the table of contents to find where the rules are for. Like it's a dense book. Like it's really quite impressive how dense this book is. Where the hell is it? Sorry, he brought it up. God damn it, where are the rules? Skills? It's gotta be skills. 102. Page 102. Yeah, Wisdom of the Ancients. There we go. Yeah, so there's six abilities for Wisdom of the Ancients. There's three new tables included in this book. Wisdom of the Ancients, Driving, and Wastelands. Yeah, there's driving skills now. And yeah, so Wisdom of the Ancients, where there's scrap, there's creds. Nobody pushes kin around. Chemical bonds never break. That one's funny. That's hilarious. Dependable like kin, stubborn to the last. There's always another secret. There's always another secret. That's a fun one. When the fighter opens a loot casket, they add an additional D6 times 10 credits to their gang stash. That's pretty damn handy. When you have a guy like that on your team, yeah, you want to make sure you go on looting missions with him. You want him in your roster that day. But yeah, I do a review. It's a useless review. I call them useless reviews because, well, I don't know. Because there's plenty of people who are going to go to length talking about every aspect of it, and it's not really what I'm about. I'm more about what can this do for us as collectors, gamers, painters, and hobbyists. Where the hell am I? Kim, hello. Bit late, but I'm here. Welcome, Kim. Ada, please. Love any excuse to model more walkers. Yeah, walkers. Skimmers. There's even skimmers is a vehicle type you can throw in there. I mean, I'm sure that's thrown in there for the squat prospectors because they have hover trikes apparently. Who knows what else they'll have, but I imagine it probably hovers. And yeah, I'm sure that's why it's in there because whenever the prospectors get their vehicles and for 40K and stuff, I'm sure everybody's going to bring those over to Necromunda. I just thought it was hilarious. Yeah, a squat riding around in a sentinel. A squat sentinel. Clink, 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 clink. These little guys are just too damn cute. And I mean, spoiler, I'm still working on this one here. And they're decent sized duders. Like here, oh shit. Did I just break that? Fuck it. Son of a bitch. I just did. God damn it. I got too many damn models sitting on my desk. I gotta get rid of these things. Anyway, squat. Primaris Marine. Just to give you an idea how big these little duders are. So, yeah. God damn it, I broke that. Frickin' frick. It was my autark. I just broke my goddamn autark. God damn it. I gotta get some of these projects off my fucking desk. Anyway. I'm kind of pissed off now. I'm pissed off. Where the hell am I? Rush Sandbags. How do you suggest starting a first game with new players? Pre-made 500 point a player and provide the terrain models and terrain. Should I par down the rules just to start just the stat line and weapons basically? Yeah, you want to keep it fairly small, right? So I think if you're doing it like an introduction type of game, low level type of character, at least one, right? 1 or 2 squads of regular kind of units, and then maybe a vehicle, right? Just to illustrate some of the different mechanics and stuff like that. And that's about it. Whatever that works out to be in points. I think for a demo game, I think you're better off using, if it's 40K, then using the power level. Because the power level is very, very open-ended, right? It's just, rough kind of thing. I wouldn't make the other person make a list because that's too much. That's a big ask for somebody who has no clue as to what they're doing. That's just going to make their head fucking implode. So, no. have two armies of similar type of power level if you really need it to be fair. Although it's a demo game, the demo game is purely just to get them into the mechanics of the game and the aesthetic and all that, and to make sure that they're having a good time. It is not about winning or losing. If that thought enters your brain, then stop, because you have a serious psychological issue. If you think a demo game to get somebody enthusiastic about playing a game and to show them a game and showcase it, if you think winning or losing is important or a factor, you're fucking wrong. It's about having fun. It's about getting that person into it. Now, if that means that they win, fine. If they lose, doesn't matter. If they had fun, they don't give a shit. They're in, right? If they had fun. Now, does that mean that when you're playing the game, you're, yeah, let's do this, and woo, you're rolling dice, oh, you know what I mean? No, that doesn't mean it has to be like that as well. If you're playing to a younger audience, that might get them a little bit more enthused, maybe. To an older crowd, I think giving it to them straight up. But I don't like to talk down to kids. I'll give it to them straight up. I just try and watch my language. And so it is purely just, here's what's happening. These guys, these are the bad guys. You want to play the good guys, or you want to play the bad guys, right? And that's usually about it, right? If you had Space Marines and Necrons, like if you took the Indominus box sets and played a demo game with that, I think that would be perfectly acceptable. And yeah, you want to play the good guys or the bad guys. You can throw that term out there. I mean, the point of introducing this shit is not about all the other minutia and the between the layers type of stuff. It's not about that. It's just about getting that person enthusiastic about this stuff and showing them basically the general gist of stuff. It's not about, making sure that they get the rules right the very first day. You build on it. You play more games. You get better at it. It's just like painting. It's just like everything in life. The more you do it, the better you get. Thinking that you have to be absolutely awesome that first day, all that is going to be a hang up for you, and you're never going to get it done because you're thinking that, oh, it's got to be just right the first time I do it. Wrong. Just do it. It'll get better as you keep going. Same thing. Don't live up here. Live out in the real world. Go touch some fucking grass. Fuck. Anyway, where am I? Dark Commission. Hi, Kris, folks. Hi, Dark Commission. Brandon. Painting up some Goliath at the moment, hoping we get a vehicle release too. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know if they're going to do like vehicle releases like the Necromunda stuff. Like if we're going to get the bikes as a Necromunda release that can have any ganger. If anything, I can see it being Forge World releases. You'll get a bike with add-ons of, say, Goliath, Escher, Khador, whatever's. Imagining Khador riding bikes actually seems kind of hilarious now that I picture it. But anyway, yeah, I can see it being more of the domain of Forge World, where they're gonna offer up, heads and legs and stuff like that in your gang to fit whatever vehicle. They might not even offer the vehicles. They might just leave it all to us to peruse the collections and just give us leg options with chest and arms to hold handlebars, or, to mount guns, or, whatever it is, right? Because I'm sure they've probably by now have defined where hands are as far as handlebars versus holding guns versus driving, Like, I'm sure it's all pretty much the same, because I'm sure it's a similar file and it's the same proportions, and Like, I'm sure it's probably, or maybe I'm giving them too much credit. I don't know, but yeah. But I imagine it's probably going to be a bunch of Forge World releases. I don't see plastic Goliath bikes or quads or anything like that coming out. I could be wrong. They could be. I have no idea. But yeah, I don't really see it happening. I think half the fun is kitbashing this shit and making it work, right? Because again, imagine a squat on a Dark Eldar jet bike. It sounds like heresy, as I say it. And many people who are not familiar with like what's going to be in this rule book, that sounds like heresy, but it's in the rule book. Kind of. I mean, you can use a skimmer. The rules are there for skimmers. You know. Again, and it's kind of up to the GM of your campaign as well. If you're running a campaign of Necromunda, Ashways, yeah, it's kind of up to the GM. I mean, if they want to let it fly, it flies, right? Rush Sandbags. I have FOMO on the 40k MTG stuff, but I didn't even play it. Holding strong and not buying it yet. Endin Kill. How good is it to save the budget with so many great new products in 22 when your country was cancelled from the supply of soldiers? I'm not sure what that's in reference to. What country was cancelled? The only country I can think of that was cancelled is Russia. That's the only one. Is that what we're talking about? We're talking about Russia? Not getting Games Workshop stuff? Well, tell your guy to stop the war. So that's an option. Just tell him, hey, bud, you're ruining my hobby time. Stop this fucking war. And, so business can resume. Ghost of Starman wanted to pick up massive Necromunda truck, but oh geez, what's that? Somebody fall. Oh, ZZPB, ZZPB. Oh, it's gone. Shit. Anyway, thank you for the follow. Where was I? Ghost of Starman. Yeah, wanted to pick up the massive Necromunda truck, but can't justify it at that price, hoping they sell a box without the Minotaurium containers, since I've already got 3 of them. Wow, you got a bunch of those? You know what? I really like those containers. And yeah. You know what? Here, let's jump over. What time? Oh man. I guess I could have jumped over the Canadian side of things. I had it on the UK. I gotta refresh. Fuck's sakes. I had it on the UK one because having a look at what was for pre-order today, and yeah. So let's jump over. Let's have a look. Oh shit! No fuck. Is that all fucked up? Did I have that fucked up? What did I do? I have this all messed up. Or is it this window? Oh, it's this window. Never mind. All right. So we got the Murder Collection. $217 for the Ridge Hauler Land Train. Yeah, but it has the crew options with the container. So, yeah, it looks like it's going to be what? Like $100? Vanguard, Nighthaunt, Daughters Kane, Skaven, Scriptor Mortis. Oh, the Thrall Master. I might have to get the Thrall Master. I like the model. He looks cool. He almost looks like from He-Man or something. Anyway. Gossamed Archers. Love them. I've got a set of them from the Echoes of Doom. The Lancers, though. The Spite Riders and the Revenant Seekers. Yeah, these guys are cool. Oh, man. Battle Tomes. Skaven. Sylvaneth. Collector's Editions. War Scroll cards. Book of the Outlands. A fair price. I think that's fairly consistent with what we see with them. Gang Tactic cards. $115 for the Ridge Hauler and $70 for the trailers. Yeah, I don't think the trailers come without the container, right? And come with the container. Yeah, they come with the container. I'm seeing the little thumbnail of the thing. Fuck, I can't talk. But yeah, it is a bit pricey, but I mean, save your pennies. I mean, it's not like, I don't even know if you can buy this for your gang right from the start, because it's cred value, like it's what it costs in the game, I think is beyond your ability when you start a gang. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. It's expensive, like in points, not just dollars. And of course, we got the Ironhead Squat Prospectors. These little duders, love them. Then the Gunners. Now, with the Gunners, what do you get with the Gunners? Obviously Gunners, but I mean, oh, is that it? Oh, okay. I imagine it's probably pretty straightforward. Just swap out the heads if you wanted, right? I'm sure there's plenty of creative individuals and kit bashers out there who are going to have a heyday with this stuff. General's Handbook, chapter approved novels. These transfer sheets, these were last week or a week before, right? Yeah. Chapter approved. Zone de Guerre Nephilim Pack de Missions de Grand Tournai. Fucking nailed it, man. Every francophone out there was like, what the fuck was that? Oh, fuck, I'm not even going to attempt the fucking general. Manuel de General. Batalis Rangies. Holy shit. Liber Hereticus, Livre de Arme Legiones Astartes Regenets. Fuck. 360 Canadian for the Horus Heresy Age of Darkness. Canadian. That's honestly, that's not a bad price. That's a fucking deal, man. Oh, they're sold out the fucking Sons of Horus dice? Oh. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's up for the pre-orders. Yeah. And oi. Who dat? Oi. Hucka Hey just subscribed. Thank you, Hucka Hey. And George subscribed. Thank you, George. Thank you. Oh, you're probably already gone. Sorry, I missed it. I missed the alerts. For whatever reason, I didn't have it turned on when I was in the other window. Anyway, thank you, fellas. Georgie. And Hucka. Yeah. Because the other thing here, I'm going to have a quick look at it, right? Xeno armies, Gene Stealer cults. Like, it is not much of a stretch to the Attilan Jackals. There's 4 bikes and a quad in this. And I'm sure that will do your gang just fine. And you can buy this and do any gang. This can be Kador, Goliath. Now Goliath, I mean, you're gonna have to probably really work the legs just to make that all work. I don't think you could use those legs. I think they'd be a little skinny. Unless, of course, your guys skip leg day. But yeah, I mean, it's not much of a stretch to convert these. The quad, I kind of like this quad better than the Orlok quad. The Orlok quad is just like, it looks like garbage compared to this one. This one's nice. This is like, you know, some professional shit. But yeah, it's what, 4 bikes and the quad? Is that what it is? Yeah. You buy this and you add it to your gang and you've got an Ash Waste motorbike gang for, you know, Necromunda. Like, it's a win. Like, you know, is Games Workshop gonna produce specific models for the gangs? If they are, I wish they would tell us now, but I don't think so. I don't see them doing it. Sentinels, right? Can buy some and get the new Sentinel. There's a new Sentinel coming, so you can get the new Sentinel. This vehicle here, this just looks like too much fun not to use in Necromunda. Like, goddamn hot rod with the Batman machine guns on the side. Like, come on. Like, there's just too much. There's so many fun possibilities for this Necromunda Ash Waste with the inclusion of all these vehicles. Like, honestly, this is the kind of stuff that, you know, I feel like has been missing from a lot of this hobby stuff, you know, of late. You know, yeah, I'm thoroughly excited for a lot of the possibilities that this offers. Sorry, I need a sip of coffee. Hucka, hey, 3 a.m. sleep time, but nice to hear you're doing okay and kind of seems like ages since your last big stream, but in any case, stay safe and keep dodging Rona. Yeah, I'll keep, me dodging Rona is me not leaving my house. Now, mind you, I don't really have anywhere to go anyway, so, you know, it's not very hard for me to avoid people. And also, yeah, people suck, so, you know. Sophie, might be time to get a rich sugar daddy to buy all the hobby stuff I want. Nah, scratch that idea. I'll save up. Well, those are options. You gotta weigh the options, right? Ghost of Starman. I've actually got a half-built squat sentinel using the legs from the Ambot kit. Been meaning to finish putting it together. Ooh. Well, you gotta send me pics of that, man. That sounds great. That sounds awesome. TJ, they're quite big for space dwarves. The Dark Eldar jet bikes? It's just an idea, man. If somebody's gonna make it happen, I mean, again, send me pics, because, yeah, it sounds like fun. B-Man, Kador would be on bikes. Would they be on bikes? I don't know. I picture Kador more either like the Pope Mobile or in a ramshackle truck with like a bunch of flags hanging off of it. Here in Canada, it would probably be like fuck Trudeau flags. In the States, it would be Trump 2020. That's what I imagine Kador trucks and vehicles looking like. They would have those flags hanging from them. Anyway, the wannabe painter. So that means that Kim from North Korea gets his GW stuff if only Russia is canceled. Imagine playing him against his 2002 Blood Angels. Yeah, I have no fucking idea, man. Sophie, bit of green stuff and some careful converting. You could have Necromunda riding Space Marine bikes. Yeah, you could have them on the Space Marine bikes. The Space Marine bikes are kind of hilarious, but like the new Outrider bikes, those things are fucking huge. But yeah, you totally could. I mean, I could see a Goliath on a Space Marine bike, especially if you're sitting on like a bunch of the older Space Marine bikes. Yeah, slap some Goliaths on there. Yeah, I could totally see a Goliath riding a Space Marine bike. I don't really see like an Escher riding a Space Marine bike. Just because it would look like it was bringing your daughter to work day and, you know what I mean? And she's riding this great big ass bike. Whereas Goliaths are already big beefy dudes anyway. But yeah, like I'm eyeballing up that Genestealer bike unit. I have no idea if I want to do like, because I still have a whole bunch of Orlocks. Like I've got a full gang of Orlocks to put together. That yeah, I could slap on some motorbikes and add that for my quad and have the other quad. Like that Genestealer army. Like how many boxes of that looks useful? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of those boxes out of their impressive 27 things in their shop. Yeah. I mean those bikes. It's those bikes that I really want. I know there's a character on a bike. 50 bones for one character on the bike. I don't know about that. 70 for a unit of 4 with a quad. That makes more sense to me. The Rock Grinder definitely is another purchase. I mean, that just looks like out of Necromunda. I mean, like all this Imperial stuff, right? It's too fantastic. Oh, what's another one? Imperial Guard. The tanks. Not the tanks. The Scions. Armies of the Imperium. Is Scions not a thing anymore? Sorry, I'm just going through the Imperial Guard list right now. Because doing tanks and stuff like that, sure. Yeah, the Taurox. Why not the Taurox as your heavy vehicle? Because you can have a heavy vehicle in the game. You know? Of course, the Sentinels. But with them teasing new Sentinels. Yeah, the Taurox. Taurox without the turret is perfect. Yeah, you could totally have that as part of your gang. Yeah, I mean, like, find your opportunities wherever they are, right? Orcs. Got to go back to Xenos now. Orcs. I mean, it's kind of hard to, thematically use, say, Necrons or anything like that, so. But with the orcs, I mean, what could we use with the orcs? You could totally use a copter. Why not? You could use a copter. Just as a skimmer. It's like a jet bike. It's, you know what I mean? Like, riding squigs. I don't know about the riding squigs part. You might have to leave that up to your GM. Bonebreaker? I don't know about a bonebreaker. Maybe. Why not, I suppose? Where are their bikes? Oh, there we go. Warbiker mob. Yeah, I mean, orc bikes definitely work. I think just removing a couple of the orc glyphs and the big guns on them and stuff like that. Sure. The truck, 100% you could use the truck. Even the tractor cannon. You use that for trailers and stuff like that. Oh yeah, they got the dragstas too. Like, see, like there's all sorts of crazy options you can use. Like, why not? Oh, this isn't even a war trike. Shit, how come nobody told me orcs got all this cool shit? Scrapjet? Oh, man. Orcs are just too much fun. Anyway, oh, Speed Freaks. In Spanish. In Espanol. Oh, parlez-vous Espanol. Yeah, so again, plenty of options. Plenty of options. Where the hell am I? In the comments. Ghost. Avoid leaving the house at all costs. There's less plastic crap out there. Unless you're going to buy more plastic crap. That's allowed. Yeah. No, unfortunately for me, it just shows up on my door. So, yeah. Yeah, not unfortunately, but, unfortunately. It's not unfortunate. Kim, in the books, the Cawdor guys are mostly using haulers in different sizes and more car-like stuff. Yeah. Again, but I see like the banners and stuff off their trucks. I see them in big trucks with the big banners and a bunch of Kador. Okay, hey, haha, Sophie is funny. But you have to promise to join us in Australia for some fun and seeing Kris as can't leave his house. Kim, how are you at traveling? Haha. Legion, Space Marine Scout bikes could also be a good choice. Oh, the Space Marine Scout bikes. I didn't even look at those. Okay, I'm still on the site. Because again, I mean, like with all these options, like it is crazy. It is crazy, and it's exciting. It's exciting, because this opens the floodgates to all sorts of stuff, and really avid Necromunda players are going to be perusing everybody. And already, like on Facebook, there's this really fantastic Facebook group, Necromunda Terrain Makers. The stuff people are building for Necromunda out of the kits and out of garbage and out of all sorts of stuff. Beautiful, impressive stuff. And I'm always at awe, or I'm always in awe at what I see in that group, because there's so many talented people doing so many amazing things. It's just really great. Okay, where the fuck are these Space Marine bikes? I'm on Space Marines right. Oh, they're there. Oh yeah, even Space Marine bikes would be fucking good too. Sorry, I'm getting excited in my mouth, my language. Yeah, these bikes would be good. You lose the Storm Bolter or the bolters, put whatever guns you want there. I don't even know if you can have guns mounted to your bike in Necromunda. So, but yeah, because their bikes are kind of like the old bikes versus the new Space Marine bikes, which are gigantic beasts of bikes. But yeah, Space Marine bikes would work. Those bikes. The attack bike. Why not? You could even make a play for like the speeder. You could even do that. Oh, the new quad, right? The Primaris quad. The Primaris Invader ATV. You could totally bring that. I mean, it's a little high tech looking, but for human stuff. But if you made it look junky, yeah, that totally would fit. Why not? I don't think you could squeeze a rhino in though. Although the rules say like a heavy vehicle, but they describe it more like a truck, like a heavy truck, like an armored truck, kind of like the Cargo 8. It's something more like akin to that, because the Cargo 8 is tough. That's a tough vehicle. Like you are only taking that down with heavy weapons. You need serious weapons, and if your gang doesn't have serious weapons, then you're just gonna be shit out of luck. You know, trying to take that fucking thing down in a scenario. So yeah. But anyway. Legion. Oh no, we were doing that one. The Space Marine Scout bikes? Yeah. Kim, the Goliaths are using huge bikes. The Goliaths are using huge bikes? Well, they can ride whatever. I mean, like, Goliaths are big, but I mean, well, yeah, they're pretty big even in comparison to like a Space Marine, because the Space Marine, they're kind of like similar sized almost. Ghost of Starman, I think this Space Marine bikes go fast enough to kill a normal human. Honestly, average Necromundan's lack of awareness about this would probably lead to some classic grimdark black humor. Yeah, I'm sure. Like how fast a Space Marine bike is, and if like nobody was prepared for how fast, how much torque there was in those wheels, the guy just goes. And then also too, like the ash waste, like it's not like a sunny day in Necromunda ash waste. I mean, it's not like you could actually see the sky. It's still sand blowing everywhere, and there's radiation, and you know what I mean. Like it's a very awful environment that everybody lives in, and yeah, so yeah, whipping around on a Space Marine bike, you know, doesn't seem like, you know, too smart a move, but yeah. Ghost of Starman, our bites occasionally use rhinos in the lore, so it'd probably be feasible for a gang to be able to get one. Oh yeah, possibly. Cabot TV, thank you for the follow. Thank you. Easy. It's okay. You can relax now. You're here. Daddy's got you. Oh, you're gone. Sophie, do they still do scouts on bikes? If anyone has those, you're halfway there for Goliath biker gang. Yeah, I know. It seems like with the Goliaths, they should be on something more akin to a Space Marine bike. I think the scout bikes definitely would be a good fit for Goliaths. Yeah, I could see that. But as far as the bikes having hard points, I don't think so. So like mounting bolters or any auto guns, las guns, whatever to the bike, I don't think is possible. But don't quote me on that. I mean, I've gone through this book a couple times now, and every time I go through again, it's like, oh, I catch something else. Oh, I didn't realize that one. Fuck, where's the rules for the bikes now? God damn it. That's the skills. Yes, thank you. Yep, more rules. Yes, thank you. Vehicles. Yeah, because like a rock grinder is a heavy vehicle. Yeah. So yeah, like taking the Cargo 8. Just the Cargo 8, just the main truck itself is over half your cred allowance if you were starting a gang. So, yeah. That's even before you try and buy any equipment, any guns, anything. It's already over half your allowance for your gang. And adding a trailer is over a third. Yeah, it's about a third of the allowance. So you're going to get the truck and maybe a trailer and a gun point for it. With no other gear. Thankfully, though, the gear is not expensive, but yeah. I mean, you could. Totally could. Yeah, rock grinders, wolf quads, and the ridge runners. I mean, you got them all. You got them all. Or like quads. Where was the bikes? God damn it. God damn it. Goddamn bikes. Walker, heavy vehicle, medium. Oh, it's the making your vehicle. See, I love the making your own vehicle rules. It's just too much fun. This, again, it's... I can't find the bike rules, but yeah. I'll have to dig later for it. I'm not going to spend half the stream going through the book going, where are the rules? TJ, the hobo painter. I imagine it being like people trying dirt bike for the first time. Bike racing off, people laying flat on their back. Yeah. You're trying to say Necromundans don't have duct tape? Who needs hard points? Yeah, just duct tape the gun to the front of the bike. I mean, yes, that does seem very logical. It does seem very likely that's what gangers would do. Yeah. Sophie, Star Wars Legion bikes, add bits to it. Could use those for Necromunda, maybe? I suppose. Yeah, I mean, you can use bikes wherever. I mean, like, yeah. It's a kit bashing thing. I mean, like, if you're a big fan of conversions and kit bashing and stuff like that, yeah, this is the time to shine. You know, this is the time to really dive in, have some fun with the game. Like, this is where the fun is had in the game. Ghost of Starman, gotta head off now, monkeys. Am hungry. Enjoy the rest of the show. Later, dude. What time are we at? Holy shit. I've been flapping my gums all this time. Good grief. Let's jump over to Instagram because we can and we shall. I think we have a few thingers going on. Is this one? Yeah, we'll use this one. Oh, I don't have my little thingy turned on. Yeah, there we go. I forgot about that. Anyway. Oh yeah. Some asshole in his squat head. Little vid. Anyway. Some asshole in a hat. This one is Disco Mini Painter. Managed to get some paint on Varklav the Cruel tonight. Very, very cool. Let's have a look. Playing with that non-metallic metal. Oh, it's still work in progress. Okay. Yeah, that texture on them is really crazy. I dig it. Very, very cool. Oh, here's work in progress. Starting the new next modified Nighthaunt model, Varklav the Cruel, one of the Briar Queen's warband. Yeah, that's pretty cool. What is that on his shoulders? That massive white, whatever it is. Looks like oatmeal, but I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's not oatmeal. And I'm not about to describe what else it might look like. Just saying. Another one from Disco, and he's done. I'll base him up when I've got a few to do. Very Ghoul Truer from Blood Bowl. No painting tomorrow, but very excited to be going to UK Games Expo. Oh, you went to Games Expo? Very, very cool. Yeah, this was a week ago. Really nice work on the paint job. Love the weathering on the jaw piece. The flesh is fantastic. I love how rich his orky flesh is. I really like this. This is really good work. Yeah. A little corpse up on there. Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. I dig it, Disco. Good job. I like the weathering, and I love the flesh. The flesh is fantastic. Some asshole. This one is from our good buddy Huron Belmont, the B-Man. Vampire. Very nice. Ooh. I like the colors. I like the overall tone of them. I like that you didn't feel it necessary to do a lot of like rust on the armor or, you know, cloth looking too fucked up looking. Yeah, I really like it. It's clean, straightforward, and most importantly, right, it's done. It's done. It's done. Simply Mini Painting, Bastillodon. Let's give that a like. I like, oh, look at that. I like that. You added the graffiti on it. I like that. Like, it's like, kind of like how the Plains people painted up their horses for battle and stuff. Yeah, I dig it. I like the colors too. The colors are fantastic. I like how it goes from that really purpley tones down to the lighter blues. I like that on the armor. Yeah, I really dig this piece. I like the choice of the skinks being green. Keeps them nice and separated, yet not fully separated from the model. No, it's really good work, and I really like your transitions on the armor. Like the overall very purple values to the light blue. I really like that. I like your work on the crystal. It feels like I'm looking at like a little glassy thing. It looks like the dark crystal. That's what it looks like. Yeah, it's really good stuff, man. Oh, I've seen this one. Did you make any more progress on this one, B-Man? Am I already caught up? Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't have as many as I thought I did. All right. Beauty. So, if you want me to have a look at your pictures on Instagram, be sure to use the hashtag Way of the Brush. Way of the Brush. Way of the Brush. I'm sure it doesn't really require anybody to, for me to spell it out for them like that, but I know there's a few dum-dums out there, so, I'm just doing that just for the dum-dums. But if you don't identify as a dum-dum, then I wasn't talking to you. But if you don't know you're a dum-dum, then I wasn't talking to you. Ghost of Starman. Already read that. Old Man Logan, there he is. Kris, what is up, dude? Nothing. Just doing my thing, You know that thing I do every once in a while, periodically? Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it today. Just a thing. All right. Let's see if we can keep this show under 120 some minutes today. So we are going to head over to the emails. We'll rock the original here today. If you are wearing headphones, turn them up or down, because here it comes. Email time. Email time. Oh, it's done? This one is from our good buddy Scott Radum. Everyone sure had a lot to say about the cost of Necromunda box. I hope they all find happiness and love. I love the minis, but man, they are chocked with details, gubbins, and lots of what have yous. I like painting this guy, messing around with the copper non-metallic metal in various states of weathering, and added splooch of green weirdness in the base for no reason. Fire away any crits. Also, I liked the quick video you did talking about your Kill Team Chaos Squad, discussing why you painted them like you did, as much as is how something why you painted them like you did, as much as how is something I always dig. Oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry, I wasn't quite comprehending that sentence. Have a good one. Thank you, Scott. And yeah, I'm glad you got something. Ooh, that's very, very nice. Yeah. I'm glad you got something out of that video. Anybody who was curious, I posted on the socials the Chaos Trader gang from Kill Team, Morok, how I went about painting it, and it was just it wasn't like a tutorial. I think it was just me discussing, what I did. But anyway, patrons were the only ones who had access to that one, and still do. I'm not posting that for the public. I really like the colors. I like that teal alongside the tan. The little splash of green in the base, because why not? Yeah, I think so. I like the work on the face. I like how smooth that looks in comparison to like the texture on the cloth. I think that's really good. Yeah, but you know what? That looks like oxidization, and I'm sure there's plenty of times where we've seen rust penetrating into just dirt in that fashion. So no, it doesn't seem too goofy, and in fact, obviously that green obviously helps with the rest of the model. Yeah, especially from this viewing angle, right? Where, you know, you're helping the colors tie in together. Yeah, they're really fantastic models. I have not put mine together. But yeah, when we were playing with Ash, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed these guys. They're really, really cool. Initially, when we were talking about doing the playthrough of the campaign, I figured I was going to play with the Nomads and he was going to play with the Orlocks. But he wanted to do the Nomads, so I said, yeah, okay, have at her. I'll do Orlocks. I'll fuck with them. Yeah, that's really good. Do I have any critiques or anything like that? No, I really like what's going on. Yeah, there's a ton of detail. I mean, there's really great separation in a lot of the details. I guess the only thing I would maybe talk about is the gun. Does the gun need to be that color? Yeah, that's about it. I think that's the only thing I would say. Does that gun need to be that color? That blue gray? Because it is quite a bit of what you see, and getting into the theme of the army as far as like your color scheme and everything like that. I mean, like, because there's a few ways you can go about it, right? Like Nomads could be like all sorts of different colors because they're, you know, like they're patchwork and, you know, they're cobbled together, various sources of materials, and you know what I mean? Like it'd be all mismatched, right? But going for a bit more coordination like this, which I approve of, I like, would the gun be so uniform? Like, why wouldn't the gun be a non-metallic copper as well? Or even the casing? Or, you know, right? Like, or would the gun be, you know, rusted, right? Weathered, you know? Like, again, many, many possibilities. I think really what it is, it's the highlighted color. It's that blue cast. And because like I read so much of that tan and brown, and then with that little nice splash of that light green, teal, whatever color you want to describe it as, that kind of feels like your triad of colors, and so much of that gun feels like a big presence looking at it. And I don't know if it needs to be there. I mean, again, it's purely aesthetics, and you know, because like, see from this angle here, your read is that green, the tan, and the browns. The non-metallic copper reads obviously more like browns, right? And it's really just those blue values in the gun. I think that's what it is. It's the blue values in the gun. It's not a huge issue, but I don't think that blue should be there. Even going from the black, if you would highlight it up similar fashion, but using, say, Ushabti bone, would have yielded very interesting results. When you mix Ushabti bone and black, you get the slight green. You get a slight green cast in those first initial transitions of that, like where it's more black. You get that slight shift, and that actually would have given the model a bit more of a unified look. And yeah. But anyway, I like it. I dig it. And yeah, big thank you to Scott for sending that. Awesome stuff. Next one is from our good buddy. Oh, Scott had a comment. Old man, I would say yes, the gun needs to be that color, so zip it. Scott, thank you, dude. I just thought the gun, I don't know. I painted it gun color, I guess. For sure could have done something cooler. I don't know about cooler, but because like I know like you're always looking to further improve yourself, and where I think you have a really great understanding of the technical side of the painting, of applying paint to the surface. You've demonstrated that you have a really, really great proficiency for it. I think where you are looking for your next bit of growth, I think, is in how you're looking at color and how colors interact with each other especially when you're going to spend more time on a miniature, especially if your goals are to be more competitive or display type and stuff like that, because really that's what separates a vast majority of the really high level painting from intermediate type stuff. It's the use of color. Really, that's about it. And yes, the technical proficiency, but somebody who's really great at painting technically, like the skill set, they hit a plateau, and it is because it's not like becoming the best painter in the world isn't about mastering that brush. It's also about mastering composition and color, all these other aspects, and that just comes with practice and observation, right? So yeah, that's really like when you start comparing masters' works, it's their use of color. It's not any particular. It's not the way they blended it. It's not the way they layered it. It's not It's not really those things. It's their use of color that separates them. So, yeah, that's the next area of focus, I think, for Scott. Like, you already demonstrated a really great proficiency for brush control. I think your next step is thinking about color and how colors interact with each other and how the eye moves around a composition. And, then of course, especially because you really want to get non-metallic metal down, I think you got to stop looking at your model multiple angles. You just got to pick that angle, that beauty angle, that sweet spot, and dedicate all your effort to that angle. Because again, when you're painting to that kind of standard, you're not really concerned about how it looks to the hand, to the eye. You're only concerned about how it looks on a screen or on a magazine cover, or you know what I mean? Like, it's pictures, how it looks for pictures. Next email is from our good buddy Jabba's Left Nut. Hi, Kris. Had this model since release and was too intimidated to start it. Didn't know where to start or even colors to use, so you can imagine the thick layer of dust on the box. I painted some blood letters using contrast paints. They looked really good, so thought this is just a bigger version. So it's a quick, dirty paint job using contrast paints. I didn't want to over-highlight the wings as I wanted them to resemble bat wings, so they got a light dry brush. The body I just left red and angry. I don't like gums on the axe. Should have gone with a flesh color. Don't like gums on the axe. Oh, the gums. Oh, I had a lot of fun with the base. I think I spent more time on that than the model. I tried to make it look like he's bursting out of the ground. I filled the hole with water effects and mixed blood for the blood god in hope you like. Peace and love. Peace and love. Jabba. Peace and love? Sorry, the Rona's making my breath short. Anyway, I dig it. I like the bold red. He stands out great. The base is the base is fun. I don't know if they have. We call them choke cherries here in Canada, in North America. They're berries that grow on trees. That's what those look like on his base. They look like choke cherries. Not little skulls, but like the little red and yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I it's a straightforward paint job. But yeah, I mean, like it works really well. It's clean. Paint is where you expect to see paint. And you didn't like the gums. Oh, because you painted it like the actual teeth. And I got you. Now, you could have also. I don't know if how comfortable you are with the idea, but you could have used that pink and the metallic and did a quick wet blend. Just a little bit, like a couple millimeters in from the edge of the gum, where the tooth ends and the gum begins, and wet blended a bit of that pink into the metal so that you had a slight gradient in there. So it looks like the axe is metal, but then it's morphing into gums, right? I don't know if I've ever seen anybody paint the axe like those things are actually gums. I think that's a very interesting choice. It ain't wrong. I just think it's an interesting choice. Yeah, I dig it. And I mean, the more important factor is, are you happy with it? I'm going to guess you are, because it looks like a lot of fun. And the skulls, because like I get it now, because the skulls are bursting and yeah, okay. It wasn't until this angle that I kind of got the bursting out of the ground thing. Okay. Yeah. I dig it. I'm in. Skulls and shit busting out of the ground. Yeah, I dig it. Nice work on the flames. Flames look good. A lot of texture on the base. The only thing I would say I find a little distracting is the end claws on the wings, being that purple blue. I mean, I realize that we're not, concerned with, going for display type standards or anything like that. But yeah, it feels like there's too many things at play with those end claws, because I find it really distracting on angles like this and like that. If anything, those claws at the base could have been like the pink on your axe and then been bone, or even what you did for the horn on his head. Kind of that purpley gray. Because they feel out of place. That purple blue on the claws. I'm not saying change it. I'm definitely not saying that. But yeah, in the future, yeah. Usually when we're talking about like that kind of thing, it's usually when you have like a lot of colors at play. And like this model, when you're first looking at it, obviously the red is the first thing you see. So the red is what's dominant. Then of course we jump over to the browns and golds and yellows, right? And it still feels very, very warm. And then the greens on the base kind of ground them out. But that red of the blood also helps that as well. And then of course you have that purple blue on the claws, on those claws and the wings. And they feel out of place when you're looking at the whole thing, the whole grand design of it all, right? So yeah, I'm not saying change it. I'm just saying in the future, you might want to have another look at it, But yeah. Wannabe Painter, have to leave. See you guys. Have a nice weekend. Later, duder. What time are we at here? 2:00. Oh my God. We need to end the stream right here, even though I'm going to read Legion's email. I'm just going to leave right now. This one is from Legion. Hi, Kris and monkeys. I finished painting one of the new plastic Drukhari Incubi models. The kit came together way better than the old Finecast one. I didn't paint the colored eye lenses or soul stones on this one to increase the sinister aspect of it compared to a regular Cabalite. Best regards from Germany, Legion Miniatures. Oh, let's zoom out. I really dig it. I like the blade. Is that a metallic on the blade? It looks almost like a color shift on the blade. Like a red gold. Or is that just layers of transparencies? Really dig the armor. I mean, the color scheme for your Incubi or your Dark Eldar is really cool. I really like them. I like the level of weathering you do. Yeah, leaving the eyes and the soul stone kind of dark does make them feel kind of vacant. Eh? Yeah, I really dig it. That's really good. I gotta know though, Legion, is that a metallic color shift on that blade, or is it just transitions on top of a metallic, or is it even a metallic? Because like this angle here, that blade looks like it has a metallic on it, but I mean, I could be wrong. I'm more than likely wrong, but also I think the face, like how you highlight the armor and the knee pad, that same color. I think the helmet needs a little bit more of that, especially around the eyes. That brighter edge color, I think that would help, especially on the cheekbone area, bringing that up a bit more. But otherwise, yeah, it looks fantastic. I think just to really illustrate those eyes, and because like bringing those brighter edge highlights around the cheekbone area of the helmet will help make that eyes seem deeper and recessed into the head. Oops. Didn't mean to hit that button. But yeah, thank you, Legion, for sending that in. Awesome stuff. And yeah, I really, really like. I think it's fantastic. It's fantastic, yeah. Sorry, where am I going here? All right. The blade is a metallic base with shades for some purple. Ah, okay. Yeah, very, very cool. Very, very cool. I like it. Yeah, I think with the helmet, like whatever you, because it looks like it's the same metallic on the face plate as it is with that shoulder and the one knee, and you go up to a fairly bright highlight on those areas. And I think on the helmet, yeah, right at that cheekbone area, just build up that slight brighter edging on that, and that'll recess those eyes. And especially if you have that little bright point, like that dark bright point inside the eye, it'll make that feel like it's further back in there, and it'll. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just, paint over it and do something else. I mean, because you can always do it on the brow and come brighter brow upwards, right? I think coming from the cheekbones down, like bright, getting back to the base tones, I think would be better. Jabba's Left Nut. I did blend the axe a bit. It's not as bright in real life. It's still a lot darker. The camera brightened a lot, so the claws match more. Oh, really? Okay. So it's more of the lighting thing. Okay, I hear you. Oh, are we gonna get back to the discussing of photography thing again? Is that what you're setting me up for here? Because I know Job is trying to set me up for something. I know he wants to throw a dig at me. I know he does. Kids are always picking on me. Okay, so in reality, it's a little bit darker. Okay, I got you. Yeah, but like the red and everything like that, the gold, I don't think it needed that blue purple in there, especially on those tips, because again, only the horns on his head feel of a similar value. Everything else does not feel the same. And I think if you went with the typical bone color on the spikes, and even went with a bit of pink, kind of like, like it's like the spikes are popping out of the flesh kind of thing, I think that would have tied those overall vibes together, because the pink from that one angle, from the top angle, the pink draws your eye in immediately. For whatever reason, especially with so much red, the eye immediately moves over to that pink. And yeah, I mean, the blue purple on the ends of the wings for the little claw things, yeah. I don't think that was necessary. I think doing them like bone, or even like how you did the horns on the head. Because I think like when you're looking at it head on, those little things kind of frame. And if you'd have done it even like the axe, it would have framed the overall presence of the model a lot better. But that's just my opinion. Jabba, yes. Yeah, I kind of figured as much. I kind of figured you were just dicking with me. I figured as much. So, if you want me to have a look at your models or whatever you're working on, it doesn't have to be models, it could be whatever. Send me emails regarding whatever. Send them to Kris at wayofthebrush.com. It's in the description. If If you're going to send pictures, send them as attachments. Do not send them as links to other sites, because I won't do it. It's annoying. It's usually because it's ads and shit like that. But yeah, and I prefer, like, people using the hashtag Way the Brush. I like, but I often don't do like a critiquing on people's work on Instagram, just because typically people are just sharing, just putting their stuff out there, and you know what I mean. Some people take that as an invitation to offer a critique. I don't. I take somebody asking me, inviting me for the critique, as the invitation for a critique. So that's often why I don't often comment on a lot of people's work, because just because somebody puts it out there is not an invitation for somebody's input, right? I know it seems kind of strange, but yeah. If somebody wants input and they ask me for their input, I'll offer my input. But yeah, so that's why I like getting the emails, because that's you asking me for my input, right? So yeah. Jabba Stuff Nut. I did them as bone first and didn't like it. Oh no? Well, it didn't have to be as bright bone. Yeah. But I mean, like, if you're saying it's darker, then yeah. And like I said, I mean, I also didn't tell you to change it either. I mean, like, I'm not saying change it. I'm just saying in the future, just be mindful of how many colors you have at play on a surface, right? Typically with miniatures, it's usually 3 colors. Sometimes you can get away with 4. Any more than that, and it starts to feel very chaotic on a model surface. Unless, of course, that is the goal. Like Harlequins. Harlequins having a whole bunch of colors on them makes sense thematically and visually as well, right? So, you know, again, it's important to know the rules so you know when to bend them and break them, right? Leonid. LOL, go figure that people who sharing things in public is not inviting for critique. Right, exactly. But that's true, is it not? I mean, when everybody's sharing their work on Instagram or whatever social media spaces, just because somebody's sharing it does not mean it's an invitation for somebody to offer their opinion on it. Either you like it or you don't, you know, and that's oftentimes that's more helpful than not, right? And yeah. I mean, you have, like, honestly, without knowing the person and just happening upon their feed, you have no idea how long they've been painting, how hard they struggle at it, or, you know, what they've done and what they were going for, what was their vision for this particular piece. And, you know what I mean? Like, there's all sorts of these underlying questions, right? So, no, it's just coming in and saying, oh, you should have did this, you should have did that, and blah, you know what I mean? Like, no, it's, unless that person asked for that kind of input, that's not terribly helpful, right? Not usually, anyway. Usually the kind of people who like that kind of feedback, usually the ones that wear that leather mask and like to sleep in a little box and be chained up by the neck kind of thing. Anyway. Before we take a really dark turn, if you're brand new to this hobby, you want some help with the color scheme, maybe you want to show off what you're working on, maybe a commission painting service, and you want to, you know, get more eyeballs on your work, whatever it is, feel free to submit your emails to Kris@wayofthebrush.com. It is in the description below. Or use the hashtag #WayOfTheBrush on Instagrams or whatever social medias that you're on. Use the hashtag #WayOfTheBrush. And we'll have a look at it and we'll share it, because, you know, sharing is caring, which is also on Facebook. Also, in the description below is a link to wayofthebrush.com. Central hub of all this silliness has the links to the social medias as well as Discord. Join us on Discord. It's a lot of fun. We keep the conversation rolling there. And yeah, I mean, that's another great place just to share. If you want help or just want to share or just whatever, yeah, join us on Discord. I offer many, many different channels for many different kinds of topics and discussions. I have very serious areas and I also have very light areas. I also have areas for self-promotion. So if you're the kind of person who's just starting a channel and you want to get some eyeballs on your work and, you know, it's a similar thing as what I'm doing, then feel free. I do have a channel available for that. So, you know, again, it's all about building community, right? It's all about building community. And yeah, so Discord. Only one rule. Don't be a dick. That's it. It's the only rule in the Discord. Don't be a dick. If you're a dick, well, you know what happens, right? You know what happens. Also, at waytherush.com's links for t-shirts. Want to get yourself a t-shirt? Look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy there in the world. They're wearing a Way the Brush t-shirt. And if you purchase yourself a shirt, send a picture of yourself in your shirt. I will add it to the Monkey Shrine, which is also at waytherush.com, because it's nice to put a face to the name and a name to the face. So a huge thank you to everybody who does that. Also, you'll find a link for Patreon. Huge thank you to all my patrons. Without your support, this channel would not be able to continue to do what it is that I do. And so a huge thank you for all my new patrons, as well as my continued supporting patrons as well. Big thank you to Carl, Guymere Alfer, Beer and Blood Bowl. That's his YouTube channel. Check it out. If you love yourself some beer, you love yourself some Blood Bowl, Beer and Blood Bowl is where it's at. We always take time to thank Carl, even though he is no longer with us, for taking the time out of his busy day to create the email jingles that play before the email segment of the show. And so always much love to Carl. And of course, speaking of love, much love to my baby brother Evan for creating the intro, outro music that plays the begin and end of the show. And so always much love to my baby bro Evan. And if you're into rare comics, rare comics, EB Comics, it's in the description below. Check it out. Only if you are a real connoisseur of the printed medium. I was almost busting into a Clinton voice when I was doing that outro. And a big thank you to my... No, I can't do it right now. I was trying to work it up. I can't get it. I'm gonna laugh too much. I did not have... No, I can't do it. Still a little froggy. Anyway. Leonid is a bit nostalgic. It is a bit nostalgic. Oh, absolutely true. People like to share stuff because we want to share it in the world. I love watching people who's starting in their hobby travel and see them slap paint as I started doing. Yeah. But the people who are just starting out, I don't feel it necessary to tell them what they're doing right or wrong. I let them be. And there's tons of people sharing all sorts of stuff. And even people who are sharing like information, like tidbits on like painting techniques or product information, you know, good practices, safety standards, whatever. Most of the time, I do not say anything. I do not contradict. I do not, you know, I don't really engage a lot of times is really what it is. Mainly because like from where I sit, I don't like, you know, correcting people. I don't feel it's my place to correct people. And I know if it was myself, you know, I wouldn't want a bunch of people jumping on me, correcting me. And also the other one is I'm not much of a bandwagoner. So I'm not going to, you know, jump on somebody else and say, yeah, this person's really awesome. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if they are really awesome and I support them, well, then, yeah, I'll like their stuff. And, you know what I mean? And, you know, but if they are really great, people are going to gravitate towards that anyway, regardless of whatever I do. So, you know, yeah, I just let things be. I let the chips fall where they may. And yeah, I am the kind of person that believes in their own merits warrant their success. A person's merit. Fire Drake. Hey, look, Fire Draker's back. Yeah, I'm closing up the show. Jabba, best to go take a break if you're struggling to get it up. New follower, Senor Diablo. Thank you, Senor Diablo. Easy. You don't get one of these motions. You just get this. It's like a petting. Everybody's like, I'm not staying around for that fucking weird shit. What is he doing? Does that make me the gimp? Yeah, it does. All right, before we get really weird, I'm getting out of here. Take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you. And I will see you guys next week. Next week? Yeah, next week. We'll do a show next week. Why not? Who knows? I might still have Rona. Or I might be dead. If I die during the week, you'll know why. It's kind of grim, I know, but the fucking reality we live in, man.